everybody hear me okay? All good? My name is Jenny Fulton. That's Jenny Fulton. I'm the Director of Public Affairs for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I just want to thank everybody for coming out this morning. Not only do we have a really good representation of our public safety partners in Jefferson County, the City and County of Broomfield, and the City of Westminster, but we also have very good representation from our media partners. And I appreciate everybody coming out this morning. So first, Sheriff Schrader is going to speak, and then he's going to talk about the partnership with public safety. And then Mike Brewer from Jeffco is going to speak, and he's going to talk about when we issue alerts and how those are done. And then we'll have some time for Q&A. So I would like to go ahead and introduce Jeff Schrader with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I am Jeff Schrader, S-H-R-A-D-E-R. I'm the Jefferson County Sheriff, honored to be in that role. And I'm honored to be supported today and stand in support with the public safety professionals that are behind me. I would give you their names, but there are too many to list. But I do want to acknowledge a couple people because of the roles that they play. Jeff Irvin is the Executive Director of the Jefferson County 911 Authority. He is with us here today, as is Alan Fletcher, Chief of the Fairmont Fire Department, who is the Board President of the Jeffco 911 Authority, where much of our funding comes from. You took my notes, Jenny.
Sorry.
It might go better that way. But these public safety partners are here because this is important. It's important because, well, let's go back to the history. We have an iconic landmark right behind us that this new reverse 911 system is named after, Lookout Mountain. It got its name not because of the Lariat Trail that's there or because of Buffalo Bill's grave being there, but it goes back to the indigenous people, the Ute Indians. And this was their home. And they used that mountain as a protection to look out for when they were going to be in harm's way, either from people that they may have been concerned with as enemies, or when there may have been natural disasters. And that's the purpose of the Lookout system. We are here today to talk about that, and again, to make sure that we follow in the spirit of what the Ute Indians did, that we look out, that we take care of ourselves first of all, and encourage that there needs to be signing up for the Lookout, the Lookout Alert system. There are obviously 3 jurisdictions that participate in the Jefferson County 911 Authority. Jeffco provides support to most agencies in Jefferson County, both police and fire. And I will note that there are far more firefighters here today. Apparently there's more funding in fire than there is in law enforcement. We have 30 agencies that are participating in this. Along with those agencies in Jefferson County are the Broomfield law enforcement agencies and fire departments, as well as the City of Westminster. Municipalities, police department, fire protection districts, ambulance services, rescue services, emergency management agencies, and emergency communication centers. Each are represented here today because this is important. And it's important that we get the message out to people that they need to sign up if they want to get notified. There's already been too many tragedies not too terribly far away where we need to stress the importance of making sure that people take care of themselves, that they look out, just as those our predecessors in this area, the Ute Indians, did. The recent fire activities, high winds, frequent red flag warning days, and the fire season, while it might seem like it's just around the corner, it is all the time. This spring, evacuations have become more frequent Just last week, evacuations were ordered in Boulder, El Paso, Teller, Otero, Kiowa counties, and also in Colorado Springs in El Paso County, and also in Monte Vista. And those are just the ones that immediately come to mind. Other emergencies can happen anytime, and this is just not about fire. It is about all hazards. It is making sure that we are ready for the hazards that come and that we can make notification, whether it's in a mountainous area or whether it's in a suburban or more urban area, where we need to make sure that we look out for one another and we take care of the people that we can. LookoutAlert replaces our previous system, which was CodeRED. There have been months of planning for a seamless transition to LookoutAlert. Again, it's named for the geographical connection to the mountain that is behind us, the backdrop of why we are announcing this today. And the association of the word lookout, in a sense, it has an urgency and also a warning. Just as it was for the Ute Indians, and also, just as I'm going to transition this, hey, look out, Mike. I'm throwing this to you now. This is Mike Brewer. He's the assistant director at the Jeffco Dispatch Center. Mr. Brewer.
Thanks for the warning, Sheriff.
You bet.
Well, as the Sheriff had mentioned, the LookoutAlert system is being implemented in Jefferson County, the city and county of Broomfield, as well as the city of Westminster. The system will enable rapid notifications to citizens in the event of emergency situations or any incident that would require rapid notification to the public. These situations may include both natural and man-made disasters that would require the notification for a pre-evacuation warning or an evacuation order, as well as other occurrences such as notification of weather conditions and law enforcement activities, like searching for a missing child, or notification to the public of a dangerous person in the area. Notifications transmitted by the notifications received by the LookoutAlert system will be transmitted from the emergency communication centers that service those jurisdictions. So that will be the Broomfield Public Communications, the Broomfield Public Safety Communications Center, the Westminster Communications Division, as well as Jeffco 911. Notifications received from the LookoutAlert system will be identified as a message from the local authority. So it'll be clear that this is not necessarily from the LookoutAlert system, but from the agency that's issuing the warning. So for instance, it could be a message received from the Broomfield Police Department issuing a shelter-in-place order, or it could be a message from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office issuing a mandatory evacuation notice. Residents, workers, and visitors registered to receive the emergency alerts through the lookoutalert.co website will receive alerts based at their home or work address as they're registered in the system. In all cases, the on-scene authority will determine what type of alerting notification will be sent and to what scale. This could be as narrow focused as a couple houses on a street, it could be an entire neighborhood, or it could be much larger areas in the county and surrounding areas. The transition to LookoutAlert is providing an improved service that's an integrated user interface that will also provide additional alerting features, as well as enables residents to better manage their alerting preferences. As we transition to LookoutAlert, all landlines in our partner jurisdictions have automatically been transitioned into the LookoutAlert system, as well as all previous profile data that was contained in the previous system, CodeRED, will now be transitioned into LookoutAlert to include landline phone numbers, cellular phone numbers, and email addresses. However, that information does not contain the established accounts necessary to set up any individual preferences that now have that capability within the LookoutAlert system. All citizens who live, work, and play in our partner jurisdictions are encouraged to visit LookoutAlert.co and create an account to receive emergency alerts and take advantage of the selective features to personalize alerts to each individual's preference. Residents will also have the opportunity when they're on this site to complete a Smart 911 profile. This will allow useful information to be put into the system for first responders responding to an emergency situation. This is individual information that can be contained in here, such as someone's medical condition, how many people are in the household, how many pets are there, or any information that will help first responders respond in an emergency situation. I, along with all first responders that serve in our partner jurisdictions, many are here with us today, strongly encourage our community members to visit LookoutAlert.co and register to receive emergency alerts. They will inform you and they will save time. And as we all know, in emergency situations, time saves lives. And thank you, and we'll turn it over for any questions at this time.
Can you tell us the difference between the old system and the new system when you have an emergency, a large-scale emergency? What will we see differently?
From the user perspective, when you're receiving alert, the functionality is generally the same. The new system adds more capability for setting up individual preferences on how a resident receives their alerts. So whether that's via SMS text message, email, or landline phone number, or mobile cell phone number from a phone call.
So is it fair to say before people could not set preferences, or are there just more options?
That's correct. The preferences are more robust in this new system to identify under what circumstances you receive what type of alerts.
We've seen Boulder County really lean heavily on the wireless emergency alerts recently, similar to an Amber Alert. Is this system that you guys now have in place, is that enough to reach enough people in the event of the wildfires that they've seen recently there?
So thank you. You're referring to the Wireless Emergency Alert System, or OWIA. So this platform on Lookout Alert also has that capability to send a OWIA notification as well as an opt-in notification based on the resident's address.
If there's somebody who's outside of the county who's visiting and there is an emergency situation, will they get an alert?
So the types of alerts that will be used in an emergency situation will be determined by the on-scene authority. So if there's a situation that they want 100% saturation based on a geographic location, the Wireless Emergency Alert, or WEO, can be launched from the Lookout Alert system and will be utilized in that situation.
Is that new? Was that possible under the old system?
That was also possible under the old system, yes.
What does this system cost, and practically speaking, how will it save lives?
Well, the cost of the system was taken into consideration with the robust RFP process that was initiated at the beginning of last year. You have to know that the 911 Authority Board looked at several different vendors to include previously used OnSolve, which provided CodeRED, as well as other vendors in this space. And it was really determined based on capability and not necessarily cost. But what does it do is offer more information to be provided, and when putting that in the same platform as a smart 911 profile is beneficial for first responders to be able to have additional information to be able to provide better responses.
I didn't hear the price tag.
So I'm not a representative of the 911 Authority Board and really can't speak to the cost.
This is Jeff Erd. I'm the Executive Director of the Jefferson County Emergency Communication Authority. The cost was about about $120,000 annually. We have a 5-year agreement for RAVE Mobile Safety to provide this service. Rick, I can provide you with the actual quote if you'd like. I can email it to you. It is a little bit more expensive than what we were paying for the previous system, but it certainly provides a much more robust system, and the integration with Smart 911 is a great enhancement so that citizens can register not only on LookoutAlert.co, but also in Smart 911, kind of one-stop shopping for that.
How is that cost shared?
Well, the FCC and the PUC allow certain uses of 911 surcharge revenue. Emergency notification systems is one of those things that we can use to fund, or can use 911 surcharge revenue to fund. So the authority itself pays the entire amount of the system and whatever accoutrements we might need for it. So there's no cost to the agencies for it. It comes strictly from 911 surcharge funding. Sure.
The public safety professionals that stand behind us are in their roles for the purpose that was mentioned, to save lives. That is the sole objective that we have, to protect people and to protect property. We don't do it alone. We do it with partnership. We ask people to be their own heroes. We don't know where all the phones are. Obviously, if there's a landline, that can be ported over. If there's a cell phone, we don't know how that connects to the community. That's where it's important that people let us know. If people live in an area and they have a cell phone, they need to go to the Lookout Alert and make sure that it's signed up in Jefferson County so we can make notification. If they have a vacation home here, it's important to do that. Or if they have a vacation home in another place, it's important to do that in another place so that they have information, so that they can be their own hero, so that they can take care of what they can, so that they can be on lookout and help us support Lookout Alert so that we can all participate in what we want to save lives and to keep our community safe for all people to live, learn, work, and play. I want to thank everybody for being here today, for the media for covering this, for all my partners in public safety for what they do each and every day, because what they do is important, because they do just that. They show up, they protect people, they save lives. Thank you all for being here.